I've got here crypto meme of the decade. We're only 1 year into the new decade, and I'm already prepared to just say this is going to win it. Nobody is going to top this in the next decade
Mhm.
in terms of crypto memes with this guy, Anthony. I think it's Anthony, might be Andrew, but I think it's Anthony Pompliano, who is a huge Bitcoin BTC believer, and he's sort of involved in, I don't know, some big financial groups or something like that. He announced, unbelievably, because I had to double check that this was not an April Fool's joke like about four times, but he announced that he was launching a new website called eatbitcoinpizza.com, and that you could go on there and you could order a pizza at these 10 parts of America, and they would make a pizza and they would send it to you in this box which is branded with Bitcoin, and it's all like Bitcoin everything. And the idea was that then some percentage of the money that you spent as well would go to funding Bitcoin development with this new trust kind of thing that they created, which again kind of it's like the Dash Foundation. It's like, well, who's got their fingers in the pockets there? Who's in charge of that money? What's going on? But he made this, and it sort of rings true a little bit somehow to the story of Bitcoin, that the first ever Bitcoin transaction was 10,000 Bitcoin for two pizzas in 2010, I guess. So this would be, we're coming up to the 11th anniversary. So there's this famous Bitcoin Pizza Day of the first transaction ever made. And so when I saw this, I thought, okay, well, but they're going to have a lot of problems. Like, it's going to be very inefficient for them to buy pizzas paying $5 or $10 or $15 in fees on top of the pizza. So I thought this is already a bit of a stupid idea, but at least they're kind of trying. And then I looked in the comments, and they don't accept Bitcoin. They don't accept any cryptocurrency. There's no attempt to even accept Lightning Network or to even dress it up a little bit. And this guy, Pompliano, he was then later on Twitter, sort of, obviously everybody was like, this is the biggest joke of all time. You are celebrating the first Bitcoin transaction, which was revolutionary because it was Bitcoin paying for real goods and services. And you're now offering that good and service, and you can't pay for it in Bitcoin. I could not believe that this was real. If you thought, like, if you and I, who are huge, Bitcoin Cash believers, sat here for a month and tried to think of the biggest joke that we could make out of Bitcoin, I don't think we could do any better than this, really.
Yeah, it blows me away. And then they respond saying, "No, why would we want to accept your Bitcoin? We want you to spend your dollars instead. Because they're depreciating." It's just so cynical. Like, if he valued his BTC coin, he would accept it one way or another. Because he would value it more highly than U.S. dollars. You know, but clearly he doesn't. This is just some gig for him, some shtick that he's doing with Bitcoin. He doesn't get Bitcoin clearly.
Yeah, and it's just this crazy scenario where the Bitcoin BTC has just become this sort of marketing tool of the brand name. It is literally just 100% the brand name, and this illustrated it perfectly. That there will still be a lot of people that will buy these pizzas and think, yeah, go Bitcoin, and they'll have their Bitcoin that they bought on Robinhood and that they've never sent to anybody, and they don't know anything about it except that sometimes the price goes up and they can say some words like decentralization and Lightning Network if anybody ever asks them, and that's all they know. But they don't understand like that it should be money, or they have this like narrative that, yeah, the price is going to go up, therefore I should always have more of it. And that is true, but if you create it so that you can't send it, in every transaction somebody is selling and somebody is buying. So if everybody is literally just sitting on it forever, that's literally just Beanie Babies, because there's no point to it, and eventually it it stops being tradable, and in fact the network is getting less tradable, less feasible to trade all the time. So this was just absolutely insane. Yeah.